What's up, Net Soldiers? I'm Net Alliance here with Cykotech. He was lost, but now he's found. I brought him back in the video because today we're asking the question, do you care about the Han Solo film? Does anyone truly want a Han Solo film? But of course, like always, if you do enjoy this video and you'd like to see more, remember to like and subscribe for more Star Wars videos, and make sure to follow me on all my social media stuff. It's all gonna be on the screen there for you. So with that said, now the way, let's jump right into the video right here. Now for me personally, I think it's cool they're making a Han Solo film, but when it comes down to it, there's plenty of other characters they could have picked from. I do think Han Solo is an interesting character, but as far as we know, he really only starts to get character development, like real character development, after A New Hope. Do you know what I mean? Because in the beginning of A New Hope, he's a bad guy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's just kind of like his own, you know.
He does his own thing.
Yeah.
So is this essentially going to be just Han Solo being a bad guy the entire film? Do you know? And then it's going to lead into A New Hope? Maybe it's going to show Han Solo's side of the situation, where Rogue One's the one side, right? So we're kind of seeing like Leia's one side, maybe? And then Han Solo's side is going to be on this one, or I don't know. So I guess we'll see.
Or who knows? Maybe it's, you know, between 6 and 7.
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a standalone one before Episode 4. I think that's what they even said. But whatever the case, it'd be interesting to see stuff. We don't know yet, and we'll see. But what we're here doing today is we're going to, instead of going over just the different Han Solo stuff that we want to see, instead of that, we're gonna say what type of film would have been better than a Han Solo film. So Cykotech and I actually put together our own stories, and we're actually going to pitch them to you guys. So let us know in the comments below if you'd rather see these ones or Han Solo film, or actually just compare ours and see which one's better. So ready, set, let's go. So what we decided to do, since there is the prequels and there are the originals, we wanted to do a prequel anthology as well as an original anthology. So you're gonna be seeing two different ones from both of us. So right away, I was gonna jump right into it. Mine would be, for my prequel anthology film, it would be a Clone Wars era film, and it would be following like maybe a squad of clones. And the way they can kind of get away with this, instead of the clones all looking the same, maybe there's been some Jedi in the actual canon who didn't trust clones, and they actually had like real people fighting beside them. So that's how you can kind of get away with having a bunch of different actors instead of just being like all the same clone. That's how you can kind of get away with that. So the way the story would go, so essentially, maybe we got like 5 or 6 clones, they crash land on a planet. Turns out this planet is a separatist planet, right? So like, oh crap, we gotta get out of here, we gotta get to the evac. But it's too dangerous, so they have to traverse across this planet, I don't know what planet it would be, of course, and they're getting chased by a droid army. Right, so they're running and they're like going, and they have to watch out for the droids as they make their way past this dangerous animals, maybe like it could be like dinosaurs even on this planet, something cool like that. It'd be a combination of like almost Jurassic World and Clone Wars stuff, so I think it'd be really interesting. So not only are they having to run from the droids who are chasing them, but they're also running into these other obstacles at the same time. But here's the kicker though, since it's based in the Clone Wars era, the droids are being led by a general. And guess who that general is gonna be? Guess.
Grievous?
Yeah. Imagine that. So this is the way that they could actually fix General Grievous's character to make him look less like a bitch. like that's what they did with Episode 3 essentially. In the Legends, Grievous was terrifying. You know, people were afraid to see him. The majority of Jedi, when they saw him, they tried to run from him. And he caught them. Do you know what I mean? And that's how it is.
Hence his lightsaber function.
Yes, because he was so powerful. And I think Episode 3 really doesn't get to represent that. So imagine seeing Grievous in his prime, not coughing, you know, like he does in Episode 3, chasing down these clones. Well, I shouldn't call them clone troopers. They're in clone armor, of course, but they're not technically clones. And they're chasing these guys down. There could even be a Jedi in their squad or something. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, the general of the squad.
Yeah. Yeah, something like that. Maybe he gets injured, and so that's why like they're kind of like slow at first, because they're like trying to get him out of there too. And so what happens, maybe he dies, whatever. We even see a fight between him and Grievous wounds him, you know, something like that. Like, that'd be crazy. So we actually could see Grievous hardcore just slicing down like clone armadas or whatever, and then they're like, oh god, we gotta go, he's coming. And you see like Grievous coming, and you're like, wait a second. One of the most brilliant things in the 2003 or 2005 Clone Wars cartoon, what it was it's all these Jedi, Ki-Adi-Mundi, Shaak-Ti, Aayla Secura. I'll show the clip on the screen, and they're all chilling there, and all they hear is boom, 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 and it's like robotic boom, like
Yeah.
boom, and it's like, holy crap, what is that? And all of a sudden, boom, Grievous shows up. He stomps on this Padawan's head and stuff. It's crazy. I want to see that evil Grievous, that evil, silent, scary Grievous. You know, he's so quick. I feel like he needs, or I should say he deserves, more recognition for what he is. Do you know what I mean? For what type of character he is. So I'd like to see that. And so essentially they'd go through this entire story, and eventually one or two would actually make it out alive, of course. And maybe this could be where Grievous was introduced into canon. So after this is when they're like, oh, by the way, Jedi, there's a Jedi killer out there, like, just so you know, like, watch out. Something cool like that, you know?
Yeah.
So, like, that'd be an interesting way. Maybe you can consider it a General Grievous film, but it's not as much General Grievous as much as he's the antagonist to the story. And so if we want to see the droids would be like, Roger, Roger, oh, watch out, oh no, Roger, you know? Like, they'd actually be, like, legit and scary. You know, I think that'd be cool. Because the Clone Wars, the Republic, and the Separatists were at war. So although the Separatists are, the droids can be funny and humorous in the cartoons, and even in the movies too.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah.
There is that point where, like, they should be scary. You know, these are the stormtroopers of the past, essentially. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that'd be interesting to see, like, an actual, like, the droids being led by Grievous, just this, like, massive antagonist abomination of droids and stuff, just chasing after these clones. You know, these 5 or 6 soldiers just trying to get out of there and stay alive and trying to get their general out of there. You know, something interesting like that. I think that'd be really cool. So that's my pitch for my prequels. What's yours?
So mine's also in the same exact like Clone War era, except it follows like, you know, the kind of like the backstory and adventures of like just Obi-Wan and Anakin, like, because you have that one scene in the beginning where after they save the Chancellor and Anakin's like, you know, pushed off onto the politicians by Obi-Wan, and they say it's like, yeah, that one, I can't remember exactly the name of the planet, but like that one business on that one planet doesn't count.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Nemoidia. That doesn't count.
Yeah, Nemoidia, yeah.
See more stuff with that.
Yeah, just like see like, you know, or maybe they're chasing Cad Bane.
Yeah.
Cause like
that'd be pretty cool to introduce him. That's how they could introduce him.
Yeah, introduce him into the movies
and stuff. That'd be cool.
They're chasing him like, you know, from the Outer Rim to like the inside of the Republic to like all over the galaxy.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. So it'd be Obi-Wan and Anakin doing
it?
Yeah. Buddy,
showing the like the growth of their bond.
And we can have a Jar Jar in there too. he can be like the comic relief of the squad. But no, showing like, and you know what, Hayden Christensen and Ian
McGregor.
Yeah, Ian McGregor. I can't think of his name for a second. Those two, they still look like the characters in the film. Like even Hayden Christensen, he was at Comic-Con this last year, and he looks like you could put a wig on him and he looked like he'd still look like Anakin. So they could actually bring him back. And you know what's weird is like, for as many people don't like Hayden Christensen, he got a very good like applause. Everyone loved seeing him at Comic-Con. So,
but he's not a bad actor.
Yeah. I've seen his films.
Like it was,
where he's done
I think it was more just bad script writing.
Yeah,
than it was.
It's a dialogue, and and it comes down to that. But that's how it goes. But sorry, I interrupted your thing.
But yeah, no. It's
maybe just like the Clone Wars series, but in movie form. Kind of. Or like a couple episodes.
Because like in the Clone Wars, you have like, you know, like other like Jedi and other like there's Ahsoka there, but like this is more or less like showing like after the series has ended, like where like Anakin and Obi-Wan, like they're like showing their brotherhood is showing, like it's growing. Anakin's like going through that struggle of like, he's like starting to realize like maybe he's like going to turn to the dark side, because like the third film like really shows like that struggle inside him.
Yeah. I think that'd be interesting. I really like the dynamic of Anakin and Obi-Wan. Like I love their like brotherhood / like the idea
rivalry.
Yeah, exactly. And it's so juicy. I don't feel like the movies were able to capture that as well.
Yeah, because it's like, honestly, it goes from like Obi-Wan just picks up Anakin as his Padawan in, you know, remembrance to his master, and then it evolves into you know, oh, you're still my Padawan in the second film.
Yeah.
And the third film's like, oh hey, by the way, we're lifelong friends. Where the hell did this come from?
Yeah. I mean, that's interesting too. I mean, I've said this before in a couple of my videos, but I don't mean to, it kind of cuts into your thing too. I still think like episode 2 should have been episode 1. We know episode 1 is the Phantom Menace, but the episode 1 should be Attack of the Clones. And then episode 2 should have been based somewhere in between the Clone Wars. Like we start to see Anakin actually become more evil, you know, see there's more darkness coming out. And then episode 3 should be still episode 3. I think that would have made so much more sense. We could see more brother stuff going on.
You could even made episode 1 like
a flashback, a
20-30 minute like bit.
I mean, essentially, or just have like a couple flashbacks here. All we gotta know is Qui-Gon died. We gotta know Anakin left his mother behind. Do you know what I mean? Stuff like that, you know.
Like, pod racing is great, but nobody needs that.
A lot of it comes to the fact too that like we don't really need to know how Palpatine came into power either. And you can represent that just in a couple lines like, oh, by the way, this is how the war began because of the Trade Federation type of thing. Episode 4 through 6 were the Galactic Empire, right? This Galactic Civil War.
It's just like, hey, here's your bad guy, here's your good guys.
Yes, exactly. So I feel like if episode 2 would have been episode 1, then they would have been able to see the whole Clone Wars. And the Clone Wars would have been the prequel series, the Galactic Civil War would have been the originals, and then I guess the new one would be whatever the new one's called. Yeah. First Order.
Or they could have gone like, you know, the way of Rogue One and made the Phantom Menace a prequel movie for just the prequel trilogy.
Yeah, probably not. No one's gonna see that. But I mean, it's interesting stuff. So go ahead. Which one do you guys prefer to see? His or mine? Let us know. Comments below. So with that out of the way, we're gonna jump into the original trilogy. So stay put. All right, on to our original trilogy anthology films that we can see if they're better than the Han Solo film or whatever. So right away, it's Cykotech's turn. So let's see what you got to say.
So, well, we see a lot of Darth Vader in the original trilogy, but we only see him like within the Eternal Affairs, you know, more as just an intimidation factor. Like you only really see some action like against Luke, and it's just kind of like him overpowering him. Yeah. So like you see him in Rebels, the animated series Rebels, like and he's like fighting Ahsoka, you know, and like he's powerful. Like Ahsoka is actually struggling against him. Like
I agree with that. That's one thing we have yet to truly see in canon. We haven't really seen, at least in movies or TV show wise, maybe in comic books maybe, but like in movies or canon, we haven't seen Darth Vader go like 100%.
No,
you know, and you could say end of Rogue One technically, but like it was against blaster people.
You know what I mean? Yeah, he was just he was
just rebels.
Yeah, no, he wasn't even trying.
Like, yeah, exactly. He was literally just like walking by like, oh God, tell me I love her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like stuff like that, and it would be great to see like an actual fight where Vader went up against someone who's his own skill. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or who has
like
a lot of skill.
Like some of the like escaped Jedi from Order 66, or even his like former Padawan.
That'd be really cool. So like an anthology film where we actually see Vader being Vader instead of him just being a secondary character or being like a little money shot at the end of the film.
Yeah, and then maybe we could see like why he decided to go and build his castle on, you know, the planet. Yeah. You know, like why build your home on the place where, you know, you got physically scarred.
So it'd be really cool to see like a psychological film where we have not only just like Vader out killing Jedi, right? But we're also seeing maybe he even talks to Anakin inside his mind or something. You know?
Exactly. Yeah. There's like the struggle. Like you maybe even see the Force ghost of Anakin.
Yeah. Like that'd be crazy. And like maybe like every so often the Force ghost of Anakin will pop up and be like, well, "You can't be doing this, Vader. You can't do this." And Vader would just like walk by him like he's like, "F off." You know what I mean? Yeah. Something interesting like that. Like, I think that would be an interesting film because, like I said, you only ever see Vader as like a villain or as a character to get into a film just to kind of make people go, oh, that was good, because the very end.
Yeah, because you also
one.
Or you hear about Luke talk about where he senses the good in Vader, like the good in his father. He still senses Anakin.
Oh, like, that would make sense then too.
Exactly,
Anakin's still there. Like
like he's still there, and it's like even still at the end.
It's just Vader is overpowering him because Vader is now taking precedent over him.
Yeah,
that'd be. Yeah, I like that.
And it's just like. And it's like also you gotta think about like what's his motive now that also Padme is dead. Like
he's just there to be. Is he just? Is there actual reason for what he's doing?
Yeah, is he corrupted to the point where he's just like, you know, pledging his allegiance to the Emperor.
It would be really cool to see that. I actually agree with that. So essentially, we'd like to have that type of story. We'd see Vader
just like kind of
deeper into his
kind of
stuff like that.
Kind of just develop more into the character of Vader.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's pretty cool. Okay, so that's his. Mine would be an Obi-Wan film. So essentially, I swear to God, this is gonna happen. All the fans want it, but this would be my pitch for an Obi-Wan film. So we see Obi-Wan. He's on Tatooine. He's a little bit older now. Of course, Ian McGregor could still come back. And in fact, I think Ian McGregor's age now would make sense for the story I'm thinking in my head. So like he'd actually work perfectly now. But essentially, it would be like, I don't want to use Logan as an example, but it'd be like a Logan but Obi-Wan film, right? But it wouldn't be as much as like Obi-Wan's like all brittle and stuff and he's dying. It's not that as much as time as well as things that happened to him in his past are starting to take their toll on his mental state as well. Not only that, but we also see like new characters kind of come into the fray and be like, hey, Obi-Wan, turns out like I've been looking for you. I need you to help a friend of mine, right? So he's like, okay, I'm a Jedi and I don't really help people anymore though, but I'll do this because we see the person turn around and it's like, it's on me, Jar Jar. So that's how we'll fix Jar Jar's character. Now I said this before in a previous video, but I'm dead serious. I think this would be great. So you got Obi-Wan, maybe another like supporting character of some sort, maybe someone we saw before, but maybe someone new, someone different, right? This person helping out Jar Jar, and Jar Jar recommended Obi-Wan. Now, of course, I don't know how Jar Jar would know that Obi-Wan was still alive.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe him and Obi-Wan are like on Snapchat together or something like, sup Obi? Sup? Or something like that. But it'd be cool to see like a thing where like Jar Jar's like, okay, here's the thing. I'm kind of on the rebel side now. Palpatine found out about it and now the Empire's coming to kill me. So I gotta get off this world, I gotta get away and they're chasing after me. And Obi-Wan's like, well, I guess I'll help you, you know, like I can't just let you go. I'm a good guy, I gotta help you. And so essentially him, Jar Jar, this other person, maybe a few other people too, whatever, they go off world and we kind of see where he goes to do his things or stuff like that. And so eventually maybe Jar Jar survives, maybe he doesn't survive. And that kind of affects Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan gets away. And I think it'd be really cool to see like a point where like maybe the Inquisitors that Palpatine has on his side, you know, maybe they'll show up. You know, something cool like that. And even maybe Vader shows up, but Obi-Wan avoids him this time, right? And maybe someone else fights Vader instead. So we can actually see how powerful Vader would be against someone, you know?
Or maybe he just, you know, goes away Rogue One, shows up to and just slaughters Jar Jar.
Exactly. You know, what if Vader is the one to kill Jar Jar in this film? Do you know what I mean? And Obi-Wan goes to, and he's like, wait a second. And he feels like, and that's how he finds out about Vader. And that Vader is still alive. Someone like that. I don't know. That'd be really interesting because in episode 4, then that's when he brings up the whole, your father was killed by Vader. And I'll tell you later what actually happened, but you know, for right now, you know.
Yeah, your father was killed by Vader. That's all you need to know.
So I think that's what I want to see. I don't know if Jar Jar will actually die, like I said. I don't know if Obi-Wan will see him die or if Obi-Wan will fight Vader. But I think it'd be a really interesting idea. It'd be a way to kind of show a good story with Obi-Wan. It could be a way to essentially apologize to the fans for Jar Jar in the first place. And he certainly became like his own meme now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that'd be a cool way to kind of send Jar Jar out. Send him out in an interesting way like that. You know, if he's gonna die, have him die heroically. Have him die saving Obi-Wan. Dude, this writes itself. This is great, for real.
This is great. This is gold.
Because the thing is, if Jar Jar saved Obi-Wan at the end of this film, you couldn't be mad at Jar Jar anymore because he saved Obi-Wan.
Exactly.
You know? I mean, you still could, but like, you could be. Because like, if Jar Jar wasn't there at that point, Obi-Wan would have died. But Jar Jar saved him, and then he sacrificed himself to save Obi-Wan. Boom. That's great stuff. But that's my pitch. It's crazy, but it might just work. And I think that's what Hollywood's in. Hollywood's in a state of, you know what? It's kind of out there and crazy, but let's just throw money at it anyways and see how it works. Deadpool's the best example of what I'm talking about with that. So I
mean, but Deadpool is good though.
But the idea was like, you know, you didn't see R-rated superhero movies, or they didn't do great. You know, so when they did that, so this is like a type of thing where like they could even make this an R-rated film. Maybe we see people getting their like heads cut off all the time instead of just like Dooku's head, it kind of cuts away and pans back up to like Palpatine's face or Anakin's face.
And you
don't really
body
see
fall.
it. Yeah, exactly. Something like that. Maybe more blood. I don't know, but that's just my opinion.
Maybe that'd be the Darth Vader film. You know, seeing someone just
exactly
just get obliterated, cut in half.
I agree. Yeah, that'd be cool. So that's all the time we have for today. Thank you guys for chilling with us. Go ahead and vote up there for which ones you like more. Do you guys want to see these films more than the Han Solo films? Let us know in the comments below. If you guys want to see any other type of videos like this, have us talk about different type of Star Wars stuff here and there. Maybe our own pitches on future films, like maybe episode 8 or even episode 9, or what we want to see in the actual Han Solo film. Let us know, comments below. I want to thank my friend Cykotech for coming out again, having a good time. We got to get him more videos, so yeah. But that's it for this video. Remember to like and subscribe for more videos. And until next time, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.